We talked a little in the past about that crazy Apple Mac Pro. I don't know if you remember. It was like $1 million Mac Pro, the latest one, the cheese grater. The announcement took place. Everybody in the video editing realm got all fired up, as you would. I had the old version once upon a time. It's like $10,000, the trash can one. Apple put out a more traditional form factor with this new cheese grater model. One of the last products Johnny Ive showed up for prior to leaving the company. And they had the display with the super high-end display with the $1,000 stand, which is one of the most watched Later clips, by the way. In case you haven't seen that clip, we talked about that stand. I mean, it's just a funny thing to have a $1,000 stand. Regardless, the whole package is very expensive. Well, when the news broke of that device, the new Mac Pro, the word was that Apple was going to move away from manufacturing it in Texas, or at least assembling it in Texas, which is what they had done with the previous version of the Mac Pro, which was interesting. Part of the whole manufacture in America trend movement, they had done some portion of the assembly in Texas, in Austin specifically, with the trash can. With the new one, they're like, I guess the rumor was, or the early reports were, hey, this thing is going to be assembled in China now. It's got to be in China. Sorry, we can't do it. We apologize. We understand. Made in America, make America great. The whole message. But we're going to have to do it in China. Well, that just changed recently. We have a press release here. I believe this press release is really recent. When was it? I don't know. Within the last week, maybe, that this Mac Pro, the new one, is actually going to be a big component in U.S. economic growth. And today, Apple confirms the redesigned Mac Pro will be manufactured in Austin, Texas, same place the last one was. And production will start soon at the same facility where the Mac Pro, the previous version, was made since 2013. Various components as well are going to be designed, developed, and manufactured by more than a dozen American companies all over the place. Arizona, Maine, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Vermont. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so a lot of American involvement in this next generation Mac Pro, which is an interesting development. Obviously, the vast majority of our technological devices come from pretty much one region of the world. This is obviously still going to have tons of components of Chinese and Asian origin, but just the idea of, I mean, they say 450,000 U.S. jobs will be supported here, at least supported in some fashion, in the manufacturing of Apple's most powerful computer ever across 36 states. And Apple is on track to fulfill its commitment to invest $350 billion in the U.S. economy by 2023. Big numbers here. And on top of that, you have Tim Cook thanking the administration for their support in enabling this opportunity. The administration implies the government will. So you have Timmy Cook shaking hands with Donnie Trump on this one. They had a meal. What did they eat? Oh, they had a meal together, and they're like, Texas, we can do it, but you got to cut me a break here. You got to cut me some slack. This is Timmy talking to Donnie. And then Trump says back, you know what? You got to buy me a nice meal. He says, you got to take me out for a nice meal, and we'll get it all sorted out. Now, of course, that didn't happen. I'm just having fun right now. Maybe they had a phone call. I don't know. Maybe they didn't even have to. Maybe they just agree they're on the same page, and it just so happened.
Yeah.
But if they did have a meal, Will, what should Tim Cook and Donald Trump bond over? Which type of meal?
Realistically?
Yes, realistically. What they would actually sit down to, if he goes to Washington or Trump comes to San Francisco, what kind of meal should they have that would be suitable for both? That's a tough one.
In the White House, it would be Big Macs.
No,
McDonald's.
I'm telling you, Tim Cook is not going to eat a Big Mac.
Well,
they're not going to bond over that. You need something in the middle that's going to be suitable for both.
What is more American than McDonald's?
I'm saying Trump was going to go for it, but Tim is going to want sushi or halibut or something.
Well, give him a fish fillet.
Oh, a fish fillet. Okay. So they meet at McDonald's. They just order something different.
Sure.
I don't know. Okay. Maybe that'll work out. I don't think that's going to work out, Will. They're going to have to bond over something in the middle between the two of them. Okay. Maybe, for example, a shrimp skewer. I got you with that one. You see, you didn't expect that.